17. This Capital One Cup final does have a capital theme, and it has plenty of pyrotechnics as well. They suspended Matic by recalling Ramirez and including all three of their first-choice centre-backs. Petacek's vast experience of finals with the club earns him the voting goal over Courtois. Cesar Azpilicueta also in, preferred to Felipe Luis, the only player to start all the 5 previous matches for Chelsea in this competition. Eden Hazard has a Wembley occasion to mark his 150th game for the club. Tottenham, as expected, revert from their Europa League lineup to the Premier League side for the Capital One Cup final. Just one change from last Sunday's draw against West Ham. Nasser Chadli in place of Eric Lamela, and just one change from the 11 which started the 5-3 win over Chelsea on New Year's Day. Centre-back Eric Dyer has edged out the South American defender Federico Fazio. Well, Didier Drogba is there, so often the key, the king for Chelsea in cup finals in the past. And on St David's Day, there is a Welshman involved for Spurs, a substitute.
Just as well in, but plenty of energy at Anfield today against Manchester City. And Tottenham will need a bit of that. Some legs here. These big, wide open spaces.
Terry on the move. Comes to Ivanovic. Slipping awkwardly. Hugo Lloris had to improvise. Was very awkward for the Tottenham skipper.
And I think Gary Cahill there just holding down his man. It was an awkward one.
League Cup games for Spurs, Lloris, and they've lost them both. They could be losing there. Ivanovic 4 goals in his last 6 games.
They've got so many targets, haven't they, when you think of the 2 centre-halves, Cahill, Terry, Zuma, and this man who's right in amongst the goals. I look a bit nervous from these situations early on.
And Eriksen goes. Oh, and he hits the bar. It's back into play as well. And then really skied away by Ryan Mason.
That's a brilliant effort. Absolutely brilliant. Just going in between Costa and Ivanovic, not the best wall in the world. Really did catch it well, just can't quite get the...
Kane. And Andros Townsend drew defenders away, and Kane using the space and does like to drill the ball with his right foot towards the opposite bottom corner.
And he just dragged John Terry out there by feinting to go inside and uses the space. Would have been a heck of...
Eriksen finding space from the throw and finding a shot that didn't get very far. Followed up by Ryan Mason, whose only goal for Spurs in their first game in this competition against Nottingham Forest. Diego Costa will have to wait for some support here. Williams got up with him, Ramirez coming as well, and then Hazard. Swift counter-attack.
Yeah, it was a clever ball out, wasn't it, from Azpilicueta. Beautifully weighted towards Costa, and he does just have to hold it up. Trying to feed this one, Eden Hazard, into the right-hand corner. And up the other end, takes a deflection and does.
Tottenham.
Chelsea happy to defend fairly deep and invite Spurs on here.
Really fizzed across the face of goal by Kyle Walker.
It's an important area of the pitch. Can his player, Kyle Walker, push back Eden Hazard rather than the other way round? It's been a good spell. It won't be too disappointing
in the middle. Tottenham pressing Chelsea back here. Eriksen, Chadli, Rose just keeps it in. Now Eriksen. Tottenham probing, and Eriksen getting a shot in.
Yeah, another good little spell for Spurs. That's where you want to get Kurt Zuma, face him up, squaring up in the box.
Scoring for Defending's only the free kick, which Willian takes. And it comes out for John Terry. Mr. Chelsea puts Chelsea in front.
It's a classic smash and grab, isn't it, from Chelsea? It gets a nick at the near post, and that's what makes life difficult for Spurs there. And again, he gets a deflection off Vertonghen, is it? The Chelsea captain is on hand to apply the all-important touch here. It's just come off Eric Dyer, making life really awkward for Lloris. He's got no chance with that.
There hasn't been a pretty first half. A chance to get with the advantage on a similar route. But for Lloris, they would have done.
Ivanovic has threatened a couple of times on the far post. Just peeling off. Bentaleb does so again.
And of course, Liverpool at Anfield. They were eventually knocked out. Here's Hazard. Chelsea to a 2-0 lead. Probably nearest to going in of Eric Dyer rather than any Chelsea player.
It's a nightmare scenario for any defender up against Eden Hazard in this kind of situation. Kurt Zouma's a target for these long throws normally. Fancy him against Ryan Mason.
He would. He could have got that. Oh, fantastic effort. We'll mention Fabregas now. Well kept out by Hugo Lloris, but at full stretch.
Real agility here. Was it creeping in that corner? Oh, it would have been.
Fabregas. Bringing a growing influence in the game. Diego Costa, tight angle, deflected! Touch of fortune that Chelsea need. The danger that is Diego Costa. And the player who gave him the ball, Cesc Fabregas, that's been Chelsea's combo this season. And it may well have clinched the Capital One Cup.
Well, the very good striker's come alive in the penalty area, and that's what he does here, Diego Costa. Yes, he gets a big slice of luck with a deflection off Kyle Walker, who's really unlucky, but only one thing in his mind, to shift it across and get a shot away. And if they ask the question often enough, you will get instances like this when it goes in your favour. That's a big, big goal for Chelsea, and a really painful one for Spurs.
Well, Mason. Chadley. It's better from Tottenham in the second half, and they haven't really got going as they did in the first. Bentaleb has got a good long-range shot on him, but get out quickly enough to deal with the first phase of that Chelsea idea. Willian, Hazard, Spurs are on the rack here. And very nearly out of contention totally. Yeah. A whisker away from the brilliant Belgian.
They're a nightmare side to face in this situation now, Chelsea. So expert at picking you off. He just didn't quite get the curl on it.
Before. Another variation on the theme. Hazard. Oh, it was Fabregas coming round the back. The actual touch from Danny Rose made the header very difficult.
Yep. The way things are shaping up, that third goal doesn't look too far away. Time to pick the pass on the full stretch, Danny Rose.
He's setting up a real finale.
Just wiping away the line there, the Chelsea wall.
That's the chance to set it up. The flag's gone up. Bit of a bluff from the Dane. Keeper Eric Dyer. Good decision.
Yeah, an easy one. Got himself onto Azpilicueta. He didn't really need to make that early movement. He'd have fancied him all day long. No, we're going to have to get that sorted.
Tottenham corner. Oh. Skipped away from Lamela.
Well, how close was Harry Kane to getting a head on it? He was under severe pressure here from Ivanovic. There's a shirt tug. And he's taking a huge risk there.
Legs did so for Spurs. We're giving it everything in these closing minutes. Soldado. That looked as though it really was going to open up for Harry Kane, and he went infield onto his right foot.
He hasn't had too many of these moments, has he? But
brilliant from
John Terry at his finest.
Tottenham's corner. All those players in there. Cut a path through the lot of them.
I can't believe it. He's put the ball on the spot.
Another defensive block, and it's goal kick, and it's game over. For the winning manager, it's the magic of the final whistle, which is only seconds away. Shared with the staff, Rui Faria. Maybe one last kick of the ball for Chelsea. History has repeated itself for Jose Mourinho. His first trophy in his second spell at Chelsea is the League Cup, just as it was first time around 10 years ago. His captain then, the same as now, and a goal scorer today, John Terry. Just before half-time, it took it away from Tottenham.